Everybody, welcome back. The Purplatypus is the name, and this is Etheria Restart. So, I have been playing this game for roughly 3 hours, right? In terms of Gacha, that's basically not at all. But I did do a stream, and I felt like that was enough time to give you a first impressions, because sometimes when you are looking at a Gacha game, you just can't really tell what it's going to be like to actually play it. And trust me, I have played some Gacha games or some phone games, and within 5 minutes to 10 minutes, I've decided, nope, this isn't for me. However, this game is not in that category. I have had a really, really good time playing this game. It's been a lot of fun. And so I kind of want to talk about the things I like, some of the things I've heard people talk about in the stream, and then maybe some of the things they could improve on. We'll just kind of go over it. So first, what do I like the most? I think if we're going to go straight to the Gacha element of it, there are no weapon banners, and my understanding is they don't intend to add weapon banners. So you're not going to have to pull for a character and for a character's weapon, you know, whether that be light cones, whether that be whatever, right? You're just pulling for characters only. Now, this is not like sort of Convallaria. You're not able to farm duplicates like directly. Once you get one copy, you're not just set for life, right? It's not going to just take you a few months to max them out. However, what's very, very important here is if you take a look at the duplicates, the duplicate system in this game doesn't unlock character kits. You don't unlock the kit of a character. You're not going to get it where it's like, I don't know, like a Gus, where it's like, all right, at 1 star, he does, you know, this hit and then he could rage in a couple turns. Now it's like, now that he's up to 5 star, he gets to rage on the first turn with armor piercing and this. Like, they don't get stronger in that way, right? Their kits are fully unlocked that you could build around. What you get for dupes are basically stats. Now, I don't want to pretend like this is small. Getting a lot of boost of basic stats will be huge for whales. However, you are not going to be fundamentally locked out of what a character can do by only getting 1 copy of them. They will be able to do their job even at 1 copy. And honestly, that's a pretty big deal. So if you look here, attack, defense, HP, healing received up, attack, defense, HP, crit rate up, and then decreases damage 10% and increases damage dealt by 10%. So these are big buffs. Don't get me wrong. You want to be at 5 stars. But I do think it is very important that if you look over here at their skills or whatever, what they do, these are going to unlock just by leveling up their skills and stuff, right? This is not tied behind a gacha system, which is very good because I can't tell you how annoying it is to get a character and then they're like, don't worry, they get good once they're at 3 stars. So you're like, or like, yeah, this is a must-have 5 star. I'm like, bro, that's so lame. So that's the first thing. Second thing is the character designs are pretty good in general. I don't feel they are. I kind of like them. I think there's a fine middle line here. They're not overly designed, meaning they're not like, they're kind of simple, but they're not so simple as to be boring. So they're interesting, but they're not so like extreme, like, I don't know, certain Final Fantasy games and gacha games, you know, where there's like every inch is like another thing. Like, oh, here's a wolf pelt here and here's there and chains. Like, yeah, they got some outfits and some stuff going on, but it's semi-reserved for the most part. This one might be a little more of it just because her hair is so crazy. But I found like these to be relatively conservative, which is just good in general, but still like interesting. I like these character designs. Like, here's a couple ones that are the lower rarities that I think are really good. Like, where's the ninja chick you start with? Like her here, right? Like, this is a super simple like outfit, but honestly, I still think it looks pretty cool, right? She's got this cool thing on her back and it's like an athletic ninja lady, basically. So I've been a fan currently of the design of the game. So besides the gacha, besides the design of the game, one thing I'm gonna point out, right? So here's one thing a lot of people say. All right, people came to the chat all the time. Is this just a Honkai Star Rail clone? Is this just a Honkai Star Rail clone? And honestly, before I played this game, that was going to be the impression that I had. Like, it kind of felt like it was like that. But once I've played it, it really doesn't play like Honkai Star Rail at all. It's not an open world, it's mission based. And the combat just feels more about synergizing with your teammates in a very specific way. And the way you build characters feels like they don't have like one build. Like in Honkai Star Rail, I always felt like my character had an optimal build and I'm just trying to get them there. This feels like there's a lot of different ways you could build characters, because there's just like, obviously, yeah, the equipment system is one part of it, but then you also have the shell system, which is like another extra equipment slot. So it's hard for me to describe it, but it felt more like a. This is not meant as an insult to any of the games I'm mentioning, but sometimes you say some game names and people get the wrong impression. To Dislight, closer to Raid Shadow Legends, more of a classic RPG, but with an emphasis on PvP combat. You'll see it in a lot of skills. Like right now, I don't know if it's a bug or not, but characters don't shut up. So that's one thing I hope they fix. You'll have certain skills. Who's someone that has it? But it'll have like a 10% chance to inflict stun, right? Or 20% chance. It's not that it just does it. It does a low percent chance, or like a 50% chance on the high end. But you can have equipment that increases your accuracy. So even though these have a low percent chance, like you can actually build around that and make it so it always procs. Or you could just act it like it's extra, like gravy on top. So overall, the character building has been fun and has been interesting. And every time I've looked at a character, their kits have been good so far. Like I just got this character here, and she's super simple, but basically she just wants to get really, really high speed, because every time she uses her, every time she takes an action, her passive will heal allies. She has the ability to revive an ally and give an ally permanent maximum HP. I mean, for up to 2 times for the rest of the fight. So they can get up to, let's say you get this up to level 4, 40% maximum HP for the rest of the fight. Probably hard to get it off twice outside of boss fights, but who knows? But then you could use this, right? You get at level 5, after she uses this skill, she gets a 30% boost on the action gauge, basically. So her turn is going to come up 30% faster. And so she's going to keep healing a lot more. Honestly, like all the kits have been really cool and interesting, so I've really appreciated that. Let's just look at a, okay, here's one feature that was in Dislight. I don't know how common this is anymore. But one thing I really enjoyed, let's just do something I know I could beat. You can do what's called continuous battle. I'll show you after this. But I kind of want to give you a look at the combat here. So you get to choose different stages, different amounts of characters. I've had characters with 4 characters, and why can't I talk? I've had stages with 4 characters and stages with 5 characters. So what I do like, though, is you get to choose your character. Even in the story missions, before every fight, you just get to choose which characters you want to deploy. So you don't have to go into some like complex, and obviously there's this button here so you can do different formations, but I felt like in some games I've played, like every time I want to fight something, I have to go in, switch out all my characters, move their gear around, yada yada blah blah. And maybe I'll have that issue with gear in this game as well, but as far as just throwing in characters, I do like that a lot. I don't know why she's only level 8. I should give her some juice. So this is just a normal boss fight. You do this to get like your equipment basically. And you can put it on auto, but I kind of wanted to show you the basics of it. So characters have 2 skills and a active attack, although they can be different things basically, right? Some of them can have an extra passive, or some of them can have a bunch of attacks. This is this Lilith, or this is Tiamat, I think. Her whole thing is HP manipulation. She wants to get her HP as low as she can. Basically, every 15% of HP that goes up or down for her, she gets a stack of Bloodthirsty. And at 8 stacks, she transforms into basically her ultimate form, which is very cool. So we'll be able to see that this fight for sure, as long as we don't accidentally get her killed. I'm not exactly a pro yet. This character kind of reminds me of the protagonist of Honkai Star Rail, because you do like it kind of like a baseball bat feeling move almost, where you just go up and smack them. I don't know why, that just kind of reminds me of the home run derby. I will say Honkai Star Rail, given the main character the baseball bat move, is like really smart. I thought that was fantastic. Also, our protagonist doesn't seem to take part in battles, so it's all about summoning, you know, using these other characters, which is cool. Having your main character be part of the battles can be cool, but I actually don't mind them not being a part as well. So we'll go ahead and action boost Tiamat here, see if we can get her going. So yeah, that's like a normal character you get for free. Oh, well, I don't know why. I was trying to look around the battlefield. That's on me. I am playing on the computer as well, so there is a computer, whatever, you know, a PC client, which I think is super important. I don't think we're gonna die before we get a chance to go. This lady is the free SSR you get, and she seems kind of jacked, honestly. I don't know how good she actually is. Like, again, I only have a couple hours in the game, but she has been super fun to play. She's been like great. She has a lot of AoE attacks, but also some good single target stuff. heal her up. So we're looking at this here. Once this gets to 8 stacks, she transforms and instantly gets a turn. But also, as she gets more stacks, she gets more increased healing. So it becomes easier for her to get more stacks. She could die here because she also takes some damage from allies. She takes like 20% of the damage they take, but not today. Does this consume your HP? Yeah, this does 25%. So this should give her a turn immediately. So you do this. Okay, it didn't consume her HP there. Apparently I don't know what I'm talking about. Or maybe it's 25% of her current HP, so it was a very low amount because she has to go up and down 15% of her maximum HP. All right, but the next time we get hit, she should absolutely... Oh, actually right here, she's going to get her turn. You're going to get healed. Boom. Healed. She's going to transform into the sexy Dami Mommy here. And so now she only has 1 attack, but it's like a really powerful attack. It does damage to all enemies based off her HP. And then additional true damage equal to her HP. And it also heals her. And she can do it every turn. Basically, this starts ticking down. And then it's like takes 2... she loses 2 stacks and 4 stacks and 8 stacks. So it's hard to keep her in that form. But when she is in that form, she's basically just unstoppable. You know? That's what it seems like anyway. It's not the highest damage dealer, but it's a really good AoE. And obviously bosses have mechanics. Like, this is not designed to be difficult for me at this lower of a stage, but you can kind of take a look at what they do. Like, you could taunt this boss. And you could... So revive, you don't need to wait for them to be dead. You could use it even when they're alive just to give them a huge amount of HP. And so because she gets... damage based off her HP, it could be really cool to use them together. This is obviously just a really good combo, this healer with this damage dealer. But we're just gonna smack this guy. I normally don't go after this tentacle so far. Maybe I will in later levels, but that tentacle has been really hard. It's had tons of defense. I haven't been able to break through it. Can I see what my actual so I am at 100% HP. I wonder if I could see what my actual HP number is. I'm not sure if I can see what it actually is in combat. It's okay. But you do have the 16% bonus. But honestly, this guy's maybe my best damage dealer right now as far as like single target, even though he only attacks AoE. But he just has a really high base attack and a good chance to crit. Boom, I like that. You get little cats that follow up. They don't always follow up. They can do all kinds of stuff, but this one follows up. Keep him healed. All right, and this guy's dead. And honestly, as she takes a bunch more damage, she gets to keep her form. But again, she does lose more and more stacks. Red Comet, that gives her increased attack damage for this move right here. This move does an AoE. And basically it steals, you see this gauge down here? Characters move along this gauge. Once they get here, they get to go. She basically steals their gauge with a % chance. She gets to, so it's not even that they just lose their gauge, she gets it herself. So she gets like to go again really fast and let her allies go quick. It seems really strong, honestly. It's only a 60%, I believe, at the start. But accuracy might fix that. But yeah, that's just an example of a fight. But what I also really wanted to show you is if we go continuous battle, and let's do 8. This was in Dislight as well. But I don't want to undersell how nice it is. So now you're doing continuous battle with your team. You hit this button, and now they are doing their farming right now. If you like look in here, you could probably see them still. No, but you can't see them here, but you can see it up here. They are just farming. You can see what battle they're on, and you could either leave this open, or you could go ahead and go on a main quest, right? You can go continue this. Also, another highlight, the main quests have all been pretty darn good so far. As far as the actual story, I'm not paying attention, I'll be honest. But the presentation has been high. The levels have been fun and interesting. The bosses have been cool. Not necessarily challenging. But again, this is the early part of a gacha game. So yeah, I don't want to pretend like I know more than I do. All I can tell you is that this did not come off as like a game that played like Honkai Star Rail. Of course, aesthetically, it has similarities. But I actually think it is playing quite a bit differently. I think this is why I was trying to move the map around, because you could look around this room here. I wonder what he was eating for dinner. But yeah, this is overall, I've had a really, really good, positive experience. I'm excited to play more. I believe the game comes out in June, early June, late June, something like that. Whose drink is that? Is that a drink of a lady with massive cans of soda, massive cans of soda. What's that? Like a little plant thing? I don't know. It's kind of cool to look environments in general. Whoa, an NES? That's just a straight up NES. It probably doesn't say Nintendo Entertainment System, but it looks like a Nintendo Entertainment System. You flip that up, you put in the cartridge, and you push it down, boop. And then they even look like NES controllers. So maybe that is actually like a Super Famicom. I wonder if that's like hard to get the rights to do that. Anyway, it's been incredibly fun. I highly recommend when this game becomes available, you guys give it a try. I'll let you know. I'll keep you up to date. I'll probably do some guides and stuff, but I want to understand the game before it actually comes out. That way, when everyone comes out, I'll be better equipped to tell them which characters are worth investing in, which characters you should avoid, which characters you should reroll for, and stuff like that. And I want to form my own opinions instead of just following, I don't know, someone else's guide, right? But, guys, that is all for this one. It's been super fun so far, and I expect it'll be super fun in the future. Anyway, much love. Purplatypus is Purplatypus. I'll see you on the flip-flops. Bye! On the rise, watch the views go.